Right, now what I want us to do now is I want us to have a look at the lead line. Here we are. Now if partner leads an ace, then she's showing the king, Andrew's favourite lead. If partner leads the king, the queen, the jack, partner leads the jack, the 10. If partner leads the 10, the 9. That is the lead line. So let me just run through that one more time. Lead of an ace shows the king. The lead of the king shows the queen but denies the ace. The lead of the queen shows the jack but denies the king. The lead of the jack shows the 10, denies the queen but doesn't deny the king. And the lead of the 10 shows the card immediately below, denies the card immediately above, but doesn't deny higher cards. And those are the 5 honour leads. Now what I want us to do is I want us to look at how you can send messages with your spot card leads. Now, here we are. You can do something rather clever with your spot card leads. As we've been seeing, the lead of a high spot card says that you hate your lead. Lead high for hate. And the lead of a low spot card, lead low for like. And this whole process works throughout the defence of the hand on the first round of each suit. And what we're going to do now is we're going to move from our focus on solely the opening lead to look at the rest of the defence. Now, Caroline has this hand, and she's fourth to speak. Cheryl opens the bidding, 1 club. Claire says pass. Guy bids 3 clubs, and although Caroline was thinking of entering the bidding, indeed she has a hand that would have opened 1 no trump, it's now far too high for that, and so Caroline says no bid, and Cheryl says no bid. Claire says no bid, and so the final contract is 3 clubs. Good. Now, because Cheryl bid clubs initially, Cheryl is the declarer, Guy is going to be the dummy, but the all-important opening lead is coming from Caroline's partner, Claire. And Claire selects the 2 of spades as her opening lead. Now, I want us all to be top defenders, where T, O, and P stand for a very important aspect of the defence. Now, the T stands for trick target. How many tricks are Caroline and Claire trying to win in order to defeat Cheryl's contract of 3 clubs? Well, the answer is 5. But I emphasise this because I think we're all much more attuned to focusing on our trick target when we are declarer than when we are a defender. So that is the T of being a top defender, focusing on our trick target. And the O of being a top defender stands for observe dummy. Huge clues can be garnered from a study of the dummy, which now is being tabled. There we are. So let's O for observe that dummy for a second. And the P of being a top defender stands for partner, that person you must cherish. Good. Now, let's go over here. How to be a TOP top defender. T. Focus on your trick target. Never lose sight of it. For example, if the opponents are in a 4-heart contract and they have already lost 3 tricks, and you're looking at an ace, and you're on lead, then lead it, because a 4th trick will defeat the 4-heart contract. So never lose sight of your trick target as a defender. Now, the O of being a top defender stands for observe the dummy. And if you're in doubt, lead the weakest suit in the dummy. Doesn't matter whether you're leading through dummy or around to the dummy. Look for dummy's weakest suit. That's usually the right place to turn to. And the P of being a top defender stands for partner. What is he doing? Not what on earth is he doing, but what is he doing? He's on the same side as you. He's trying to do sensible things. Try and work out what he's trying to do. Good. So never lose sight of those three important aspects of defence, T, O and P. Now let's return to the layout here. Now, Caroline, your partner has led the 2 of spades. What does that mean to us when partner leads low? Well, the lead of a low card says that partner likes their lead. So you would automatically put partner with an honour in spades, the king or the queen. Not both the king and the queen, however, because with the king and the queen, Claire would have led the king, top of a sequence of 2 touching high cards. Anyway, dummy plays low, and the question is, which card should Caroline play? Well, it's a very important motto for the defence. The defender playing third should generally play high. Now, I've got 3 key tips for the defence, and the first one of those 3 key tips here, third hand high. Good. So Caroline wins the ace of spades, and the issue now is, what should she do next? Well, because partner led a low spade, thereby denoting a liking for the suit, it looks best for Caroline to return a spade. Which spade do you think she should return? Well, the answer is it probably doesn't matter that much, but it's good practice when you're leading from a doubleton to lead the top of the 2, whether they started life as a doubleton or whether they are a doubleton remaining. May not make a difference, but sometimes, particularly in no trumps, it can be absolutely crucial that you lead top of 2 remaining. And I've got an animation that will make that point really clear. Now, let's assume the contract is 3 no trumps. Now, it looks like the defenders have 5 spade tricks to take, but they have to be careful. Watch this. West leads a spade to his partner's ace. Now, if East, after winning the ace, makes the mistake here of returning the 5 to the queen and king and 4, can you see what's about to happen? East just has the jack left. Partner leads to his jack. Now, West has 2 spades left in his hand. But who won the 3rd round of the suit for the defence? It was his partner's jack has blocked the suit. So that's not the correct way for East to play his spades. Now, let's look at the better way. West leads a spade. His partner wins the ace, 3rd hand high. This time, however, East returns the top of his 2 remaining spades, the key play. And so now West has the 3rd round master, the 10. And you see East can underplay it with his remaining spade, and so West is on lead to take his 2 remaining cards in the suit and so defeat the 3 no trump contract by 1 trick. Those little things can make all the difference in this game. Good. So now let us have a look at the second key tip for the defence. Lead top of 2 cards, or top of 2 remaining cards. Now let's go back to the table. Caroline, after winning the ace of spades, therefore leads back the jack of spades, top of her 2 remaining cards. We don't know what will happen from there, but we know that Caroline has done the right thing. So if the contract is destined to fail, it will. If Cheryl has too many assets in her hand and the contract can't be defeated, well then, hey, there was nothing to be done. Good. Let's make a little change. So now we'll assume that it's a 3-club contract as before. Claire leads the 2 of spades. Dummy plays low. And now Caroline's got the ace and the king. Does it matter which one she plays? Well, not really in a sense, because they both have equal value. They're both going to win the trick. But winning with which of those 2 cards do you think will be more helpful to partner? Winning with the king or winning with the ace? Wonder if you can think about that. Well, the answer is that winning with the king is the better play. Because when the king wins the trick, Claire will be able to draw the inference that Caroline almost certainly also has the ace. Whereas if Caroline were to have won it with the ace, then Claire would suspect that Cheryl had the king. So when you have two touching highest cards, you play the lower of the two. If you have three touching highest cards, you play the lower of the three. So you're playing the cheaper of your touching highest cards. Let's have a look at another situation. Let's say that Caroline has the Queen, Jack and 10. Now they're all equals because they're next to one another. But which one should she play to the trick? Well, the answer is she should play the cheaper of those three. In other words, she should play the 10. Good. Now, let's look at another situation for Caroline. Claire's leading a low spade. Dummy plays low. This time, Caroline has just one card on its own that is higher than the others. So it's a simple matter of third hand high. So she wins the first trick with the ace, that incidentally denies the king, because if she had the ace and the king, she would have won it with the king. So she wins the first trick with the ace, and then at the second trick, she leads back the queen, top of her two remaining spades. Let's now change the dummy. So, partners led the two. Dummy, let's say, plays low, because if dummy played the king, then Caroline would certainly win the ace. Dummy plays low. Now, Caroline has to do just a little bit of thinking here. It would be silly to win it with the ace, wouldn't it? When dummy has the king, the queen will get the job done, and so Caroline would play the queen there. So third hand plays high when dummy has only low cards, but when dummy has a picture card that is unplayed, then you as the third player do have to just think a little bit as to which card to play, because it will normally be right to retain your higher card to beat dummy's unplayed picture card. Changing the queen and making it into the jack, partner leads the two and dummy plays low. Again, it would be correct bridge for Caroline to retain her ace to beat the king and therefore to play the jack. And she does strongly suspect that partner has the queen, because when partner leads a low card, that does imply that partner has a high honour in the suit. And so it does look likely that the jack will take this first trick. But let's just follow the play from this point. Partners led the two, dummies played low, Caroline's played the jack, and let's say that, as expected, Cheryl doesn't have the queen, and so the jack takes the first trick. And now, what do we think that Caroline should do next? Well, although spades do look promising, it's not going to be a sensible idea for Caroline to lead a second spade because of that king in the dummy. If Caroline were to lead the ace of spades, then that would promote the king, and worse would be if Caroline led the five of spades, the lead would run around and dummy's king would win the trick. And Caroline wants to keep her ace back to beat that king. So Caroline is going to have to switch suits, and this is where the O of being a top defender comes into play. Looking at the dummy, looking for dummy's weakest suit, and, well, clearly it's hearts, isn't it, with three low cards. And so Caroline would switch to hearts. Now, she would then have to decide which heart to switch to show her feelings about the heart suit that she is holding. And because she likes her hearts, because she has the king of hearts, she would lead low. Good. But if I took away the king of hearts and made it into a small heart, if Caroline was leading hearts now, which she would do because dummy is weak in hearts, then she would select a high card, the 8 of hearts, just to say, partner, I'm leading hearts because dummy is weak, but I don't want you to come back hearts to me. Excellent.